Getting close to County Line Road, and there's this smell that overcomes me. What's that smell? Smells really, really good.
Sweetness in the air.
Sweetness in the air. It's emerging from the Makery Cake Company at South Holly and County Line Road. And Desiree's with us. Hey, Des.
Good morning.
The Pres Des in the house.
Yeah,
and a beautiful cake here. Thank you so much for bringing in
You're
this.
so welcome. You're so welcome.
Oh my
yes.
goodness, that's just not even fair. We're going to have to get to and you'll see it on social media. We'll post a picture of this amazing creation. But welcome back to KUVO. It's been a few months.
Oh, thank you. That's always good to be here.
So generous to bring stuff by, but mostly the stories of what you do as a cake creator.
Yes.
It's become a thing. And it's the busy season.
It is. It is.
How many wedding cakes do you do without divulging any corporate secrets?
Well, this week we only have 8, and last week we had 15.
Oh my
and
gosh.
we try to keep it under wraps, but sometimes you can't be organized enough, and you're like, wow, I can't stand up anymore.
And these are all personalized cakes.
Yes.
And you brought a book in with all of these amazing 3D cakes, which I didn't know what that meant, but it's basically making art out of the cakes.
Yes, absolutely. Stand up, sculpted, hang it upside down, whatever you want. We can do it.
I've heard you say you're an artist.
Yes.
You're not just a baker.
Correct.
Just give her a white apron, tall hat, you're
Exactly. Well, I grew up, doing really well in art, and my teachers would confiscate my projects and show them to the next class. But I didn't want to be a starving artist, so I went and I got a molecular biology degree. Worked in a lab for a while, and then, art just came back. My little sister asked me to make her wedding cake, and it was just love. I just love cake and love making people happy with my artwork.
Now, both cooking and baking are art, but baking is science.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, to get all these things to stand up the right way.
Toothpicks?
Yes.
It's got toothpicks and straws in there.
Well, there's a lot of structure involved, especially when you're doing a figure that stands 3 feet tall. Absolutely.
Wow.
Okay. I'm just imagining. I imagine the brides come in with very interesting ideas.
They do.
Or you guide them through how to bring this idea to reality.
Absolutely. They'll come in with pictures and saying, I found this online. And it really just depends upon whether it's going to fit in their budget as to whether we do this crazy thing or not. And, I love Pinterest. They give people the greatest ideas. And then I'll look at it and they'll bring me 3 or 4 very different things. And we'll kind of work it into something that kind of fits their personality and their event and do whatever it is that makes them happy.
Desiree is with us from the Makery Cake Company. It's themakery.com down in Centennial. With all the cakes that you're doing in June or year-round, are you sometimes the cake doctor that has to fix? I can see you in a white truck with a Red Cross driving out to because they slipped and they dropped the cake, or
oh, goodness.
You have to reach in and fix something.
Yes. Well, most often it's, the customers have picked up the cake and, they took a curve a little too fast or something. And they'll either bring it back and we'll have to really reconstruct the whole thing, or we'll have to make it again and, 6 people on it at one time so that we can get it done before their event. But we'll do it. So.
How many people does it take to move, like, one of your cakes? Is it taking a few?
It depends on the size, but the biggest one we ever had, we needed 3 people just to even lift it. It was insane.
Sounds like cake triage.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, when I designed my store, I made sure that the double doors in the front had that middle piece that comes out so that we can make huge cakes and actually get them out the doors.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Let's see, what's on the menu for Live at the Vineyards this year? And thank you again for joining us.
I was trying to think of how many years I've been there. I want to say it's like 10 years now that we've been
amazing.
Yeah.
So we do, since our specialty is cake, we just have thought of an inventive way to present cake. And so we're doing little parfaits. And so it's going to be the chocolate, and usually we go over and hit up Balistreri to throw a little wine in the cake batter, the pink champagne, and then of course there's the people who can't eat gluten or dairy or egg or soy. So we make a tiramisu cake, and it's usually actually the most popular flavor. So it's gluten-free, dairy-free, all that.
Is that where the science comes in with some of these like gluten-free or different dietary restrictions?
Yes. And I made that recipe for 2 different people. My neighbors that I love so much are gluten intolerant. intolerant, and then my son can't eat egg, dairy, soy, all those things. So when we'd have a holiday, it's always very interesting around our house. So no egg, no dairy.
Des from themakery.com, the Makery Cake Company down in Centennial. Describe this creation you brought to our studio.
Yes. Well, I asked Bobby to make it. He's like infamous. He doesn't like to be on camera for our Facebook lives or any of our social media, but he is a genius. And so he made this chocolate cake, and it has chocolate cake, chocolate mousse, chocolate buttercream, chocolate ganache, and he did kind of a vintage style piping with the ganache that is swirled, and it's kind of chevroned in a spiral, and he's genius. So
There's a spiral of dark chocolate on top that just spins out from the center, and it's dripping down the side, and you know, it's a staff holiday here for Juneteenth, so we've got it all to ourselves, Abby.
Hey.
can't be better.
Oh my goodness. And a couple gluten-free cupcakes. Thank
Correct.
you so much.
You're welcome.
Desiree from the Makery Cake Company. They're at what's
8203 South Holly Street.
8203 South Holly, right there at County Line. Themakery.com. Congratulations on another great year. Shout out to the bakers that have been there for hours
Yes.
now.
Starts early.
Yeah.
You walk in the room, everybody's happy.
That is
You just
true.
make people happy.
That is true. Me and my whole entire staff.
Yeah.